over. 9 Dancer's Career is 4 over. Leading the post parade is Brazen, number 1, raced by Dave Cruz, George and Jan Struger. Trained by Jerry Fanning, Donna Alordai, the substitute trainer, and Rafael Mesa is aboard. Number 2, Forest Fealty, attempting to give doubles to owners Jan Mace and Samantha Siegel. Trainer Brian Maybury, substitute trainer Barry Trinchard, and jockey Martine Pedrosa. This combination captured the Applebite Farm overnight stake earlier today with exemplary leader. Number 3 is Devil's Orchid, owned by Lena Beckett, Nev Setter, Alex Yarrow and George Yates. Devil's Orchid is trained by Richard Mandela, Jim Hilling, the substitute trainer, and Russell Baze is on board. Number 4, Streamer, raced by Francis Jelks, trained by Lynn Wheeler, ridden by Racer Bill. 5, Remarkably Easy, raced by E.B. Smith, trained by Carl Loston. Sam Krasner is the rider. Number 6, Me Lucia, raced by Lucy Yu, trained by Jeff Bondi, Tommy Nelson, the assistant trainer. Roberto Gonzalez has the ride. Number 7, the ruling favourite, Bountiful Native, in the colours of Martin and Pam Wygod. Dan Hendricks puts the polish on Bountiful Native. Barry Trinchard again is the substitute trainer, and Pat Valenzuela is at Bay Meadows for the ride. Money by Choice has the 8 saddlecloth, the property of John Campbell and Don Reed. Bill McLean trains, Carol Hubbard assists, and Tim Ducey rides. Number 9, Dancer's Career, is owned by Richard Frost, conditioned by Steve Weiberg, and will be ridden by Ron Warren Jr. That's how they line up. Complete the line. All in. They're racing. Streamer Rares misses the start, so does Brazen. First out, Forest Fealty, speeding half a length clear of Me Lucia. Up in third position, Remarkably Easy as they link up with the course proper. Out very wide, Dancer's Career in the pink silks now races up third. And Valenzuela has Bountiful Native in a lovely spot, one away from the rail in fifth position at the half mile. Next, getting up on the fence as they travel the side is Devil's Orchid. She's getting a great passage just behind the leaders now in the turquoise colours. Further back, Money by Choice and Streamer and Brazen is last on the rail. Me Lucia leads at the 5/16 over Dancer's Career. Forest Fealty dropping out of it. On her outside, Bountiful Native, followed by Devil's Orchid, boxed away fifth on the rail, turning for home. Baze will need a ton of luck. Money by Choice on her outside as they flatten for the run-in. Me Lucia making a bold bid for the money, booting 2.5 clear of Dancer's Career. Bountiful Native the rail, then Money by Choice. Devil's Orchid in the clear, but taking an age to wind up. Me Lucia clear, a length and a half. Now Bountiful Native, length and stride, and it's a big stride too. Bountiful Native overpowering Me Lucia, a great win. Third, Dancer's Career from Devil's Orchid, Money by Choice, Forest Fealty, Brazen, then Remarkably Easy, and last of all, Streamer. Here is Bountiful Native, returning after capturing the Charles H. Russell Handicap. Bountiful Native, a 4-year-old bay filly by Pirate's Bounty from A Real Native, owned by Martin and Pam Wygod, trained by Dan Hendricks. Barry Trinchard, the substitute trainer, and Pat Valenzuela is the winning jockey. That result is official, 7, 6 and 9. In the winner's circle, making the trophy presentation after today's Charles H. Russell Handicap, is the wife of the late Charles H. Russell, Mrs. Alice Russell. Among those joining Mrs. Russell in the winner's circle are her daughter Linda and son Ethan. Malastride, number 1. Malastride is owned by Anthony Randazzo, trained by Fred Lundberg and ridden by Randy Schacht. Number 2 is Becky's Queen, raced by Ruben Machowski and Caesar Tan, trained by Tony Diaz, ridden by Rafael Mesa. Number 3, Voslaw's Daughter, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Robert H. Walter, prepared by Noble Hay III. Jerry Belmonte is up. Number 4, Tanya's Tuition, raced by Al Hoffman HFT, one of 2 Chuck Gender runners. Bill Patterson is the assistant trainer, and Racer Bill rides. Number 5, Flying Lion, owned by September House and James Rydinger, trained by Craig Roberts, ridden by Tim Ducey. Number 6, Annual Reunion, a stablemate of Tanya's Tuition, in the Golden Eagle Farm Silks, with Jack Cannell on top. Number 7 is Love Avie, owned by Paletti Racing Stable, thus carrying the colours of earlier winner No Kayala. Love Avie resides in the Lonnie Arterburn barn with Barbara Lee Palmer, the assistant trainer. Russell Baze is the jockey. Number 8, I'll Deliver, owned by Gary Chervanel, trained by Bill McLean. Carol Hubbard, the assistant trainer. Marco Castaneda is in the irons. 9 is Paula Revere, owned by Irvlew Stable, trained by Ron McAnally with Richard Lewis, the substitute, and Tom Chapman on top. And number 10 is Tasteful TV, raced by Jan Mace and Samantha Siegel, trained by Barry Trinchard, ridden by Joe Giudice. We're now 6 minutes from post time for the Los Altos Invitational Handicap. All in. Racing. I'll Deliver wins the start from Tasteful TV. Love Avie is third. Voslaw's Daughter in the gold cap is showing pace near the rail. Becky's Queen on her inside in the run around the first turn. Just off the pace is Tanya's Tuition in the blue jacket, followed on the rail by Malastride. Flying Lion in the red silks is in the rearward brigade. Paula Revere caught wide around that group. An Annual Reunion trails 9 lengths from I'll Deliver, who leads to the back. She's a length and a quarter in front of Tasteful TV, with Love Avie third and 3 wide. Voslaw's Daughter the centre, with Becky's Queen fifth on the fence at the 5/8 pole. 2.5 lengths to Paula Revere in company with Flying Lion, followed then by Tanya's Tuition with her stablemate Annual Reunion, only half a length away, and Malastride is the trailer. Half a mile out, and the pilot is I'll Deliver, a length and a half to Tasteful TV. Similar break, Love Avie from Voslaw's Daughter. Flying Lion. Now out wide is Paula Revere, going forward with Annual Reunion sweeping around them now in the blue hood, and she's starting to come into contention with a rush. Voslaw's Daughter is beaten. Tanya's Tuition getting off the rail to pass her. Well back Malastride. Becky's Queen on the turn. Tasteful TV takes over from I'll Deliver. Love Avie a length away third, and called upon for her effort now. Annual Reunion Reunion and also Tanya's Tuition are making some ground. Here's Love Avie now taking the lead at the 8th pole. Baze boots out to the front from Tasteful TV. Tanya's Tuition running home better than Annual Reunion, but not as well as Love Avie, who is continuing her dazzling form. And Love Avie gives Arterburn a double and defeats Tanya's Tuition. Third is Tasteful TV, followed by Annual Reunion, and back behind them Paula Revere. At the head of the others, Voslaw's Daughter, Flying Lion, I'll Deliver, Malastride, and Becky's Queen is last of all. Love Avie in the winner's circle, a 4-year-old bay filly by Lord Avie from Love to Tell. It's a double for owners Paletti Racing Stable, trainer Lonnie Arterburn, and assistant Barbara Lee Palmer. Russell Baze, the winning jockey. The final time, 1:35.3. That result is official, 7, 4 and 10. In the winner's circle, making the trophy presentation after today's Los Altos Invitational Handicap, is Captain Jerry Little of the Los Altos Police Department, Ms. Nancy Wells, an administrative assistant in Los Altos City Hall, Ms. Holly Tebow, an administrative, let me try that again, Holly, an administrative assistant. Lucky there wasn't a horse in that race by that name. In the engineering department of Los Altos City Hall. And also in the cast, Jane McKay of International Paper. Leading the post parade for the San Joaquin Invitational Handicap is number 1, Macho's Issue. Macho's Issue, owned by Myron Schaefer, trained by Don Harper, ridden by Randy Schacht. Number 2 is Mount Lapine, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Robert H. Walter, trained by Noble Hay III. Same combination, successful yesterday with Charts. Tom Chapman is in the saddle. Number 3, Lemhi's Flirt, owned by Patrick Patrick, trained by Kate Cooper, ridden by Tim Ducey. Number 4, Interworld, raced by Bart and Renelle Heller and Chen Yang Lin. Bill Murray Jr. trains Interworld, who has Jack Cannell aboard. Number 5, Debonaire Astaire, raced by Ernie Butler and the trainer, Roy Lumm, in partnership with Jay Lee, Gary Ward and R. Krause. Brian Eide is atop Debonaire Astaire, while number 6 is Western Man, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Frank Marshall, trained by Jim Benedict, Barbara Bradley, the assistant trainer. Marco Castaneda is the rider. Post time is in 7 minutes. All in. Racing. Beautiful Dispatch. Lemhigh's Flirt and Mount Lapine bob out just in front of Debonaire Astaire, who's on terms with that pair now. Out wide is Western Man as Macho's Issue goes through on the rail, and Interworld is between that pair. 4 lengths covers them as they vacate the stretch in the San Joaquin Invitational Handicap. Mount Lapine goes to the front, 3/4 of a length to Debonaire Astaire. They break away from their rivals. Back 3.5 lengths away is Lemhigh's Flirt, inside Western Man. Then comes Macho's Issue, and the trailer is Interworld. 5/8 of a mile from home, and Debonaire Astaire looms closer to Mount Lapine. Only a head separates them. 3.5 away third is Lemhigh's Flirt. Macho's Issue going through on the rail, overtaking Western Man, who's 6 off the lead, and Interworld is on his inside. 1/2 mile to go. Mount Lapine by a neck. In second position, the unbeaten Debonaire Astaire. 3 lengths to Lemhigh's Flirt around Macho's Issue from Western Man, and Interworld is last on the rail. Down the side, less than 3/8 of a mile lying before them, and here is Debonaire Astaire revving up and getting on terms with Mount Lapine. They're still well clear of the rest, headed by Macho's Issue and Lemhigh's Flirt. Then Interworld, and Western Man drops out last, making the home turn. 3/16 to go. Debonaire Astaire seemingly doing better than Mount Lapine. He draws a neck clear, and they're still a long way clear of the rest. Macho's Issue now a clear third. At the 8th pole, Debonaire Astaire with Eide going for broke, about a neck in front of Mount Lapine, who's trying desperately to stick to the leader, but Debonaire Astaire will be too strong. He'll make it 4 from 4. Debonaire Astaire coming away, wins by over a length to Mount Lapine. 3 away third, Macho's Issue, followed by Lemhigh's Flirt and Western Man. Interworld is last of all. The winner of the San Joaquin Invitational Handicap, number 5, Debonaire Astaire. Debonaire Astaire, a 3-year-old bay gelding by Fred Astaire from A Real Find. Debonaire Astaire maintaining his unbeaten status for owners Ernie Butler, Roy Lumm, Jay Lee, Gary Ward and R. Kraus. Roy Lumm is the trainer and Brian Eide the winning rider. That result is official, 5, 2 and 1. The $5 exacta, 43 even. In the winner's circle, presenting the trophy to the winning connections of the San Joaquin Invitational Handicap is Mr. Bill Caldwell.
Very successfully. I can reflect back on our game against Arkansas in the Cotton Bowl 1988, and we set a Cotton Bowl record where Arkansas had 24 yards rushing. So a lot of it, quite frankly, you've got to have the right players in the right scheme, and if you do, then you have a good chance to control that offense.
Without giving away any secrets, how do you defend a wishbone anyway?
One thing that the offense dictates is that you play responsibilities. Somebody is responsible.
2000.
Misty Wind leads the Tanforan post-parade. Misty Wind, owned by Silky Green Incorporated, trained by Steve Mayardi, ridden by Ron Hansen, who seeks his 3rd win on today's card.
Osteoporosis later in
Number 2, Ledger Cat, raced by Edward Allred and R.D. Hubbard, trained by Richard Mandela, Jim Hilling, the substitute trainer, Van Belvoir is the rider. Number 3, Lord Joe, in the colours of Carl Cox. Lord Joe, one of 2 representatives of the Jeff Bondi barn. Tommy Nelson is the assistant trainer. Roberto Gonzalez is in the saddle. Number 4, Exemplary Leader, owned by Jan Mace and Samantha Siegel, conditioned by Brian Maybury, Barry Trinchard, the substitute trainer. On board is Amir Cedeno. Number 5, Athenia Green, who recently captured the San Francisco Handicap for Evergreen Farm. Jeff Bondi puts the polish on Athenia Green, with Tommy Nelson, his assistant, and Gary Belanger, recently back from injury, has the mount. Number 6, Claret, owned by Henry Pubst, trained by Richard Cross, who seeks back-to-back Tanforan wins. Jim Hilling, the substitute trainer. Marco Castaneda is up. Number 7, Begonia, owned by Bruce McNall, trained by Eddie Gregson for Delphius, the substitute trainer. Corey Black is in the irons. Number 8, Double Found, for Jack Kent Cook, trained by Daniel Smithwick Jr., ridden by Omar Berrio. A field of 8.
And full-service travel agency that can arrange the necessary air travel, hotel accommodations, and rental transportation to help allow business travelers maximize their travel time.
All in.
Travel Design will also arrange your leisure plans as well.
Racing. Exemplary Leader and Lord Joe just about win the start. From Begonia and Double Found, Ledger Cat in the red silks is easing back to centre field. Out wide in the yellow cap is Claret. Misty Wind settles down second last, and Athenia Green drops out to the rear. 8 covers them as Lord Joe takes up the running with 7/8 to travel. Begonia is going to sit second through the clubhouse turn. Double Found a length back third. 2 to Ledger Cat inside Claret. Exemplary Leader drifting back to 6th position, followed by Misty Wind, and Athenia Green lobs along in last position. Up the side towards the 5/8 in the Tanforan, and Lord Joe is making the pace, a length clear of Begonia. Double Found a similar breakaway third, and easing 3 wide as they enter the back terrain. Ledger Cat 2 1/4 away fourth, followed after a length and a half by Claret as they string right out. 3 to Misty Wind, sent past Exemplary Leader, and here's Belanger taking off on Athenia Green 3 deep. 10 covers them in the direction of the 3/8 bend. It's Lord Joe making play by a length. Begonia second, a length and a half Double Found. 2 to Ledger Cat, 2 to Claret, a length and a half Misty Wind, Athenia Green, and Exemplary Leader hard pressed to keep in touch. He now drops out to 8th and last spot. Down the side, 5/16 to go. A lot of pressure up front here as Begonia is trying to get on terms with Lord Joe. Double Found coming at that pair 3 deep, followed by Ledger Cat as they swing for home. It's Lord Joe running a bold race. He's still got his head in front. Double Found is putting in a strong rally down the outside. Begonia is next, and Ledger Cat screaming for room. He's all over the heels of those 3 in front of him at the 16th. Double Found takes the lead from Begonia, who battles back. Then Ledger Cat, who's clear but plodding. Photo and Double Found edges Begonia right on the line. It's Double Found from Begonia, third probably Lord Joe just in front of Ledger Cat. Then Athenia Green and Misty Wind, followed by Exemplary Leader, and Claret is last of all.
qualified travel agency to manage your complex business and personal travel needs? Look no further. Travel Design Unlimited in Mountain View is your answer. They've been in business on the peninsula for over 20 years. Bruin alumni Miriam and Terry Ellis take great pride in the personal attention and quality service that they give to each of their clients. Travel Design is a fully accredited and full-service travel agency that can arrange the necessary air travel, hotel accommodations, and rental transportation.
It's it. Double Found wins the Tanforan from number 7, Begonia. 3/3, Lord Joe. The final time, 1:42.1. Double Found, a 6-year-old bay gelding by No Double from Newfoundland, raced by Jack Kent Cook, trained by Daniel Smithwick Jr., ridden by Omar Berrio.
Conclusion of it by the UCLA Bruins marching band down on the field here as UCLA gets ready to play host to Oregon State's Beavers. One of these teams looking for their first win in Pac-10 action.
First update very quickly after Tucson, 9-3. The Arizona Wildcats lead the Washington Huskies just under 7.5 minutes.
The Tanforan Handicap becomes official. 8-7-3. Making the trophy presentation to the winning connections, Mr. and Mrs. Lee Tucker.
Miami and number 2 ranked Alabama. Now that's assuming a loss by Washington today.
Leading the post parade for the Palo Alto Handicap is number 1, Royale Babet, owned by Berry Gordy and Bruce McNall, trained by Rodney Rash. Alan Severinson, the substitute trainer. Corey Black rides. Number 2, Autumn Mood, raced by Howard Baker, prepared by George Lambert, ridden by Rafael Mesa. 3, Royal Jelly, owned by Haruo Karoiwa, trained by Neil Drysdale, Jim Hilling, the substitute trainer, and Ron Hansen is in the saddle. Number 4, Darling Dame, for Golden Eagle Farm, and trainer for Delphius. Russell Baze is up. 5, Skimble, the ruling favourite for owners Juddmont Farm. Skimble, trained by Bobby Frankel, for Delphius is the substitute trainer. On board is Corey Nakatani. Number 6, Fantastic Kim, raced by Frankfurt Stable, trained by Ross Brinson, ridden by Ken Tohill. 7, Don't Touch Lil, raced by Nancy Clark, Harry Silver and David Simon. Don't Touch Lil is in the barn of Brent Soomja and has the services of Gary Belanger. Number 8, Petite Sonnery, raced by Gary Bizantz, Walter Greenman and Roy Tyra, conditioned by Walter Greenman. Mike Pipey, the assistant. Marco Castaneda is the jockey. A field of 8 going postward for the Palo Alto Handicap. All in. Racing. Skimble away well with Darling Dame. Petite Sonnery, Don't Touch Lil showing some speed down the outside. Then Autumn Mood, Royal Jelly, Fantastic Kim and Royale Babet. Down to the wire on the first occasion. Petite Sonnery crosses and takes up the running from Skimble and Darling Dame. Don't Touch Lil running fourth at the 7/8 pole, covering Autumn Mood. Royal Jelly 2 lengths away sixth, followed by Royale Babet on the inside of Fantastic Kim. About 9 lengths covers them with 3/4 to go. Petite Sonnery under Castaneda leads the way from Skimble, who's in close attendance second. They break away from their rivals. Darling Dame 3 off third. 2.5 lengths to Autumn Mood inside Don't Touch Lil. 3 to Royal Jelly, 1.5 lengths Royale Babet, and on her outside is Fantastic Kim. In the direction of the half mile in the Palo Alto Handicap, and the pilot is Petite Sonnery over Skimble. They're 4 lengths clear of Darling Dame, who's being niggled out here by Baze. In fact, being joined along the inside by Autumn Mood as they make the far turn. Next is Don't Touch Lil, nicely clear of Royal Jelly. Now Royale Babet is second last, coming off the rail, but 10 lengths from the lead, and Fantastic Kim planted 3 wide. Petite Sonnery leads the charge to the home turn by 1.5 lengths to Skimble, who's yet to be asked. She seems to be travelling kindly. 2.5 away, Darling Dame still running third, but the front pair a long way clear at the 8th pole, and now Skimble popped the big question by Nakatani, goes to Petite Sonnery in a bound. They're about 6 lengths clear of the rest, headed by Royale Babet, Royal Jelly and Fantastic Kim, but Skimble continues the Juddmonte juggernaut of imports and wins untouched by 4 lengths. Petite Sonnery second, third is Royal Jelly, followed by Royale Babet, Fantastic Kim, Autumn Mood, Don't Touch Lil, and Darling Dame is last. The winner of the Palo Alto Handicap is Skimble, a beautifully bred chestnut daughter of Leafard and Nimble Folly. Skimble, raced by Juddmonte Farm, trained by Bobby Frankel for Delphius, the substitute trainer. Corey Nakatani, the winning rider. Ladies and gentlemen, in the winner's circle for the trophy presentation, following the Palo Alto Handicap, our Palo Alto City Councilman Joseph Huber and Joe Samitian. Mr. Huber is joined by his wife Nancy, and Mr. Samitian is accompanied by his guest Mary Hughes. And we welcome them all to Bay Meadows. Leading the post parade for this year's Leland Stanford, Say Can You See, number 1, owned by Wayne Otterson in partnership with the trainer Art Sherman. Steve Sherman is the assistant trainer, and Ron Warren Jr. has the ride on Say Can You See. Like a Till Hill completes the Art Sherman trained entry. Like a Till Hill, the property of William Zellerbach, and has Russell Baze in the irons. Number 2, Tacit Wine, owned by Tricar Stable Incorporated, trained by Jose Silva. Jose Castro, the assistant trainer. Jack Cannell is up. 3, Native Redhead, raced by Leonard Krause, who trains the colt. James Felton is on board. Number 4, Gary Go-Go, owned by Frank Anderson, prepared by Ron McAnally. Richard Lewis, the substitute trainer. The rider is Tom Chapman, already victorious on 2 occasions today. Yappy has the 5 saddle cloth for Alan Paulson. Gary Jones trains the unbeaten Yappy. Ron Hansen has the ride. Number 6, Nevada Range, owned by Lucius Blanchard, conditioned by Rodney Rash. Alan Severinson, the assistant trainer. Gary Boulanger is the rider. Star Lifter completes the post parade for Kurt O'Leila Lanning. The trainer, Ed Moja Jr., Joel Gonzalez, the assistant trainer, and Brian Eide is the jockey of Star Lifter. We're now 7 minutes from the scheduled post time. Two out. All in. Racing. Beautiful dispatch. Gary Go-Go in the gold silks, one of the first away. On his immediate inside, Native Red Header showing speed. Up on the rail then is Tacit Wine as they make the first turn. Yappy going up to them strongly out deep. Star Lifter is running 5th through the first turn. Like a Till Hill in the bright orange jacket is 6 lengths off the speed. They're nicely clear of Saken You See, who's on the inside of Nevada Range. 9 covers them as they work to the back straight. And it's Cannell on Tacit Wine setting the fractions, leading Native Redhead by 3/4 of a length. They've slowed up to a walk here, and Yappy is going up fast 3 wide, and here is Like a Till Hill steaming through on the inside to join forces with that brigade, and Gary Go-Go is right up amongst the action too. Star Lifter is 2 lengths away. 3 lengths further back then is Nevada Range, and at the tail is Saken You See. Still not a great deal of pace on Like a Till Hill with that saloon passage. Cruises to the front. He's about a half length clear of Yappy, who's 4 wide. Gary Go-Go in the yellow colours is right up there, followed closely by Tacit Wine. 3 lengths further back is Nevada Range picking up some nice ground. And then Star Lifter. Saken You See, one of the last with Native Redhead. Here's a great battle developing on the home turn in the Leland Stanford as Yappy takes on Like a Till Hill. They swing 2 lengths clear of Gary Go-Go, followed by Tacit Wine and Nevada Range. Yappy on the outside is doing slightly better than Like a Till Hill with a 16th to go. Then Gary Go-Go. It's Yappy just the leader. Like a Till Hill is brave. He's fighting back. Yappy a nose in front, and Yappy gets in from Like a Till Hill. Tight third, Nevada Range in a camera with Gary Go-Go. Then comes Star Lifter, clear of Saken You See, Tacit Wine, and last of all is Native Redhead. Here's the winner of this year's Leland Stanford Stakes, Yappy, the unbeaten grey son of Herat and Griddle. Yappy is raced by Alan Paulson, trained by Gary Jones and ridden by Ron Hansen. The final time, 1:37.1. Third after the photo. It's a dead heat between 4 Gary Go-Go and 6 Nevada Range. A dead heat for third. The $5 exacta returns $23. With the $3 late triple returning 276 even. Leading the Burlingame post parade, Ask Anita, number 1, owned by Robert Spiegel, trained by Rodney Rash. Alan Severinson, the substitute trainer. Gary Boulanger is the rider. Number 2, Fleet Anna, owned by Clear Valley Stable, trained by Sandy Schulman. Michael Stidham is the assistant trainer. Marco Castaneda, the rider. Number 3, Zooming Waters, raced by Cox, Jamison and Foster Maddy, trained by Gary Gregory, ridden by Ron Hansen. Number 4, By Jove Louise, owned by Ray Boucher, trained by Bud Klokstad, ridden by Van Belvor. 5, Carrie's Prospect, for Ron Crockett, and trainer for Del Fierce, Ron Warren Jr. is in the saddle. Number 6, Spiritual Star, favourite for the race in the Golden Eagle Farm colours. The trainer Alan Severinson and assistant Jamie Cusick. Tom Chapman will ride. Number 7, Sweet But Bold, raced by Betty McKinney, trained by Mike Waite, ridden by Roberto Gonzalez. And 8, Valid Victress, owned by Kurt or Lila Lanning, trained by Ed Moja Jr., Joel Gonzalez, the assistant trainer, and Jack Cannell is the jockey. Racing. Carrie's Prospect wins the start from Fleet Anna and Zooming Waters. The outside pair, Sweet But Bold and Valid Victress, are going forward. Spiritual Star is about 3 wide through the first turn, up in 4th position in the maroon and gold. Back next to last is Ask Anita, and By Jove Louise drops out 2.5 lengths last. Carrie's Prospect strides to the front for Ron Warren Jr. Leads the Burlingame field by the 3/4 peg, about 3/4 of a length in front of Sweet But Bold. In 3rd position is Zooming Waters. Out wide next is Valid Victress, and Spiritual Star is in between runners. 1.5 length Fleet Anna, 3 to Ask Anita, and 2.5 to By Jove Louise. Not a great degree of pace on. In the middle stages, it's Carrie's Prospect leading the way from Sweet But Bold. Chapman giving Spiritual Star a bit more range. She's 3rd now. Zooming Waters 4th on the rail. The maiden Valid Victress can't get on the course. In behind them, Fleet Anna, followed by Ask Anita and By Jove Louise. 10 covers them on the side of the course. The leader, Carrie's Prospect. From in second position, Spiritual Star and Valid Victress running a bold race, moving up to almost make a line of 3. Zooming Waters 2 off 4th from Fleet Anna. Now here comes Ask Anita in the red cap around the outside of the field to 6th position. In the straight, 3/16 to go, and Spiritual Star moves up and shades Carrie's Prospect. Valid Victress has run a good race, but that's about it for her now. She's struggling in 3rd. Then comes Ask Anita, who's only plugging, and Spiritual Star is looking pretty much the one to beat at the 16th pole in the Burlingame Stakes. It's Spiritual Star, a length and a half clear. Ask Anita is coming home very generously late, but won't catch Spiritual Star. She's too good and wins by a length. Ask Anita second, 3rd Carrie's Prospect from Valid Victress and Zooming Waters. In behind them by Jove Louise, Fleet Anna, and Sweet But Bold is a distant last. The final time, 1:38 flat. The Burlingame Stakes has been won by Spiritual Star, a 2-year-old bay filly by Soviet Star from Excellent Spirit, owned by Golden Eagle Farm, trained by Alan Severinson, Jamie Cusick. The assistant trainer, Tom Chapman, the winning rider, as Spiritual Star completes a hat-trick of victories. That result is official, 6-1-5. Making the trophy presentation after today's Burlingame Stakes is the Mayor of Burlingame, the Honourable Bud Harrison, and his wife Dolores. Joining the Mayor and his wife are their guests, Ed and Judy Gladys. To the call of bugler John Capo Bianco, the field moves on to the track for the 10th. Leading the post parade is Charts, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Robert H. Walter, trained by Noble Hay III, and ridden by Rafael Mesa. Number 2, Ledger, owned by Fred Dick, trained by Kathy Walsh, ridden by Tim Ducey. 3, Go Gremlin Go, raced by Chartwell Stable and September House. Craig Roberts is the trainer. Ron Hansen has the ride. Number 4, Hoofer, raced by Stanley J. Bell, prepared by Judy Goffis. Jeffrey Baker, the assistant, and Gary Boulanger is in the saddle. Number 5, Lord Joe, owned by Carl Cox, conditioned by Jeff Bondi. Tommy Nelson, the assistant trainer. Roberto Gonzalez is up. In the 6 saddlecloth, Long Trek for Ernest and Roberto Sherman, and Lincoln Schonkweiler, trained by Kate Cooper. Bryson Cooper is the rider. Number 7, Roland the Monarch, raced by Maria Abatacola and John Hoffman, trained by Bob Wingfield, Lisa Holmes, the assistant, and the jockey is Alan Patterson. That's the field for this afternoon's main race. Two out. All in. Racing. Charts bounds to the early lead from Roland the Monarch. Lord Joe safely into stride with Ledger. Long Track is 5th, clear of Go Gremlin Go and Hoofer. Mesa has Charts in front going down to the clubhouse turn. He's racing one off the rail. Ledger saving valuable territory going through on the inside. Charts rolling 3 wide at the 7/8 pole. About a half length in front of Ledger. Lord Joe a length back 3rd. 2 to Roland the Monarch. Long Trek. 4 to Hoofer. And 5 lengths last is Go Gremlin Go. Charts in charge as they work to the back. From Ledger and Lord Joe, 2 lengths away 4th is Roland the Monarch, closely attended on the rail by Long Trek. A good long break to the other pair, Hoofer, and also Go Gremlin Go. Charts plots the course along the back. It's Charts by 2 lengths. 2nd position held now by Lord Joe, who shades Ledger. A close 4th is Roland the Monarch, 3 wide at the half mile from Long Trek, only 3 off the pace. 6 or 7 lengths to Hoofer, being joined at the rear by Go Gremlin Go. Down to the 3/8 pole goes the top weight Charts. It's Charts by over a length to Lord Joe, shaking clear of Ledger. The field starting to string out now as Mesa lets the favourite stride out boldly. Back 4th, Roland the Monarch. Clear then of Go Gremlin Go, who's starting a strong forward move to 4th along the inside. Well back Long Track and Hoofer. It's Charts by 3 lengths upon straightening. Ledger again goes to 2nd. Past the tiring Lord Joe. Go Gremlin Go finishing resolutely on the rail. He's going to be the danger if there is one. It's Charts clear. He's swishing the tail. He's clear by 2.5 at the 16th from Go Gremlin Go. Then Ledger. Charts still the leader. Go Gremlin Go taking many lengths off him, but Charts will hold him, and Charts leads throughout to beat Go Gremlin Go. Ledger is 3 lengths away 3rd. Then Lord Joe, Hoofer and Long Track, and last is Roland the Monarch. Won the winner, Charts. Charts has won the CHBPA Invitational Dinner Handicap. Charts, a 5-year-old bay gelding by Mary's Book from Naval, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Robert H. Walter, trained by Noble Hay III, ridden by Raphael Mesa. Ladies and gentlemen, the main race is official. 1, 3, 2. The placings, making the trophy presentation after today's CHBPA Invitational Dinner Handicap are Mr. Richard Trusson, Northern California representative for the California Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association, and Mr. Charles Doherty Jr., Health and Welfare Director for the CHBPA.